I remember as a kid seeing these artists, like on the boardwalk at the beach or at fairs, who would quickly draw a funny image of you. Like you'd pay a little money, sit in a chair, and they'd sketch this thing out. And they were funny because they would exaggerate your real features. Like if in real life you have a little bit of a long neck, in the image they'd make your neck seem a mile high. If your ears were a little on the small side, they'd make them tiny. In other words, the point was not accuracy. It was to take certain of your features, at least as the artist saw them, and to make you all about those things. Well, this type of art has a name: caricature. And I've mostly seen caricatures used for entertainment and humor, like I just described, but also in political commentary and satire, like editorial cartoons. However, this form of art that can be used for fun can also be used to harm. To mock marginalized communities, promote stereotypes, even to the point of dehumanizing. One well-known example of this in U.S. history is after the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941, racist depictions of Japan and its people were distributed throughout the United States. Images often portrayed individuals of Japanese descent with exaggerated eyes and unrealistic skin tones. They were represented as dangerous and subhuman. And as you might predict, there was no distinguishing between Japanese people, no distinguishing between the people of Japan and the government and military, and no distinguishing between the people who lived in Japan and Japanese Americans. Individual differences between Japanese people were not acknowledged at all. Why would we have done that? Strategy. Dehumanizing an enemy is used to increase public support for a war and justify military actions. If you want to learn more about that, one of the search criteria you can use is wartime propaganda. Unfortunately, in the USA, offensive caricatures were not limited to that moment in time, but are a part of our history more generally. Also used against African Americans, Native Americans, Jewish Americans, and others. Chances are, though, you already knew much of what I just said. So why do I think it's important for us to be reminded of this now? Well, the concept of making a caricature of a person or group doesn't need an image. We can use that word in a way that does not refer to an artistic expression. You see, we can reduce a person or group to a caricature using our words alone. If you were thinking, this sounds a lot like stereotyping, you are right. There's a lot of overlap. And I have seen stereotypes and caricatures a lot recently. Harsh, nasty, ugly stuff.
We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
And I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right?
So I ask you, what did the Democrats stand for at this point?
Anger. They're losers. They're deranged. I think they stand for chaos. They stand for nothing. Transgender for all is a great, great thing for the Democrats to be talking about. Transgender for every member in your family. If they're not feeling well that night, let's just change their sex. The one thing about them, they have bad policy. They're evil people in many ways, but they stick together.
Any one of those, of course, would be a problem on its own. But it's the frequency of this that really worries me. And to be clear, the problem I see is not that the people we just heard speaking are being mean or ugly, but that they are describing others in overly simplistic ways, implying all people in a certain group share the same bad ideas or intentions. I'm concerned that these simple made-up ideas that some people have about others will be repeated so much, so passionately, that listeners will start believing them, using these made-up ideas to justify real harm, to justify us harming each other. And what I'm describing here is not about political correctness or policing language. It's about seeing warning signs and mitigating risk to ensure we all have a safe, happy future. Because people repeating this stuff
They're evil people in many ways.
doesn't lead anywhere good. And I think you know that. Keep perspective. Keep seeing people as individuals, complex individuals with value, people with hopes and dreams and feelings probably pretty similar to your own. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the other side of this, and I will see you tomorrow.